Welcome to the Family Book Club podcast with Elizabeth Samsetti.
For young adults that are planning to get married, we have been able to at least establish that being in love, yes, is a good base, is a good foundation upon which two people should get together and get married. At the same time, we've been able to establish also that just being in love is not enough as far as getting married is concerned. Okay, there's more to it, there's more to marriage. To get married, you have to be in love with marriage as an institution itself. You have to be in love with marriage because there are a lot of things that are entailed into marriage. A lot of details. There are a lot of decisions that have to be made until you get to that point in your life when you know what marriage entails, as far as a lot of patience. A lot of patience is concerned, a lot of perseverance. You're going to learn to persevere. You're going to learn to do a lot of forgiving. You have to learn to forgive over and over and over again. Considering marriage, you have to, as a young lady, you have to know that when you are married, you have to go to the kitchen. You can't just sit out there, sit pretty as a princess the way you do in your parents' living room or in your home. Now you are going to your own home. You are trying to establish your own home with your spouse to be, with your love. And you have to learn to tidy up, do the house chores, clean up, wash your clothes, your husband's clothes. When children start coming, also you have to think of parenting. You have to think of sacrificing time. You have to think of the fact that the decisions you make are not just yours. Now you have a partner that you have to decide, reason with, sit down and agree on what to do, how to go about the things you do. You have to learn also to put your hobbies. What is it that you like? What is it that your spouse like? Put them, into consideration. Until you get to that, this is marriage. This is loving the marriage institution. Because just being in love cannot take you that far. But loving the marriage institution itself can take you forever. You have to learn that there are going to be disputes. It's not going to be a bed of roses. It's not going to be milk and honey all the way. Yeah, definitely we see bed of roses and we experience and have a lot of milk and honey, but it's not just going to be like that. There are going to be some ups and downs. There are going to be trust issues that you have to deal with. So we have to have at the back of our mind, that I'm talking to young adults, that yes, until you make up your mind that you are fully ready to settle down with all of this and more, much more to consider, to put into consideration before you marry. There are lately a lot of, I can't overemphasize the number of divorces that we have right now. It's in the world, mostly in this part of the world. In a minute, two people are in love. In another minute, they have fallen out of love, because falling in love with marriage will make you, it's like preparing yourself, knowing that, okay, when this happens with this person that I'm about to, agree to spend the rest of my life with, am I going to be able to hold on? Am I going to be able to live with it? Am I going to be able to tolerate him? Am I going to be able to tolerate her? How are we going to cope together? Okay, what about parenting? Another thing is parenting. When the children start coming, that's another stage, another level in marriage. All right, that we have to consider. At that point, the both couple will have to look at their children, put the children first, the interest of the children first, even before themselves. The time will come when they start coming, when they are at the point when the children are to be nurtured, who we have to sacrifice what they do to stay at home to nurture the children, because you can't both just leave the children at home with your house helps or with relatives and just go to work and go to your business places and leave the children alone. At least one of the parents has to be home almost all the time while the children are growing up. There are a lot of things. So it's not just just to wake up one day, yes, you are in love and you get married. And another aspect of it is parents. Parents, please, let's learn to encourage our children when they get to that marriageable age, when they begin to think of marriage. Tell them what marriage entails. Tell them what their expectations in marriage. Let them know. Peradventure, probably you as a parent or the parents of this couple to be didn't for by any means didn't really live as role model. Let them know that life is not as rough or as tough as you parents to them has been, as you have shown to them. Let them know that marriage is good, marriage is beautiful, love is good, love is beautiful, but they have to look beyond just falling in love, so that they can be settled. When they start undergoing this phase of life, they can be stabilized and say, yes, I knew it was going to happen, and they will not be so surprised and so pissed off. Patience is the key word along these lines that we have talked about. Please remember to like and follow my page. We're on YouTube and other social media handles on the screen. And please share this video to whom it may concern. My name is Elizabeth Samsedi.